Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite Battle Royale tips and tricks video. In this video, we're going to be analyzing a nice little gameplay that I got here with the Gold Ice King skin. And it's a game where I do over 10,000 damage to enemies and zombies. I hate how it's like you can't check your damage just to enemies, or at least I don't know how to do that right now with the zombies being in the game and the Ice Storm mode. And I only take 200 damage total from zombies and players. So it's a really good gameplay here with getting, I think I get around 9 kills or something like that, all towards the end of this game, or the majority of them. And we're basically going to talk about how to win solo, how to win these gunfights, or mainly how to win gunfights without taking damage, because that's going to be a very, very big key to cover in today's video. If you guys could drop a like, I'd very, very much appreciate that. Let's go for 2,000 likes. That would be absolutely incredible if you could smack that. And let's get right into this. So as you can see right off the start here, basically I'm going into this game and I'm fairly well looted. I have the the AK has become very quickly one of my favorite weapons in the game, and definitely my favorite AR. If I have a purple AK, I'm taking that over the purple scar. If I have a gold AK, I'm taking that over the gold scar, and that's just how it's working for me as of right now. And the cool thing about this is it's great for taking down zombies without using as much ammo, and also for taking down planes. The AK is pretty nice for as well. And by the way, those gold zombies are just the most annoying things ever, and it can kind of help if you're going for hitting for those 90 headshots on that. So you can see basically here, my mindset is now that I'm fully looted up, and I play off my environment, off the situation. So I have minis, I have a big pot, and I could use an upgrade on my SMG. So because of this, I'm playing in my situation where I'm basically not afraid to rush, because of the fact that worst thing comes to worst, as long as I don't die, I can pop this chug jug, and that's what will happen the majority of the time. So in this first fight right here, all I'm trying to do is keep high ground above this guy and then drop down when the player is unsuspecting, and that's how I was able to win this first fight. Now, a common theme with solos and just with Fortnite overall is the third partying and people coming in and basically doing fights or joining fights late and winning like that. And when you mix in zombies in the Ice Storm game mode, it becomes even more complicated because of that. So you sort of have to learn how to play around your surroundings. And my main advice is something that I didn't say in my other video talking about all the tips for the Ice Storm mode. One tip that I forgot to say that I've been being taught the hard way is don't build up don't feel like you're secure at all if there's at anything below you or any sort of zombie base below you, because you could be up so high you can't even hear the zombies below smacking down on you. So once again here, this guy comes to challenge me and I get approached by a plane. So once this plane comes in, my first thing, you can see how aggressive I get on hunting this first kill, because I want to eliminate that kill as quick as possible so I can then worry about the player in the plane. Obviously it doesn't work like that. I get some shots in here, I am able to eliminate that player and take down the guy in the plane. Now this is where you get to not really high level stuff, but more intense stuff where basically I'm fighting two players at once, and this isn't an ideal situation, but it's not the worst situation also. Here, right, this is something that it basically just comes down to remembering different loot. The reason I went back for that 50 pot is because I wanted to continue to hold the chug jug, because there's 14 left, and a lot of people don't like chug jugs are more common now because of the fact that when you kill those gold brutes or whatever, they drop chug jugs quite often. I don't know the exact drop percent, but it seems quite often. And you can see, look, there's another chug there, there's a slurp there. I just have too many shields to hold on to, and that's why I'm popping these slurps. And my plan right here was pop the slurp, and as the slurp is active, of course you can rush players. And you know, slurps are something that, especially if I'm not going to carry it anyway, I might as well rush or use it preemptively. Pull up right here, and once again, this is the purple AK, and even the blue one, I'm liking the blue AK a little bit more now, but the purple and gold to me are those weapons that I ran up to against the person using it today, and I was like, dude, how am I getting hit so hard every single time? It's just because if you peek once and they hit you with one headshot, one body shot, your health is basically gone. Even just one headshot. I kill people with like 2 taps to the head, and basically at this point of the game, you want to avoid the zombies and only use them as a shield replenisher, whether it's from a distance, whether it's up close. You spray them at the head and replenish shield. Right here, I'm just looting up all the kills, and sometimes you'll forget, you know, after a big intense fight where all your loot was, but that is where the majority of mine was at that point. So I'm looting up, and at this point I'm 9 left, and this is where carrying a chug jug is not as a big of a priority because you need 15 seconds to get it off. Usually once I get to like top 6 or 5, I'm usually getting ready to drop the chug. But like at this point, I'm down here and I'm like, dude, I don't have anything else to carry. I could go back up there and grab some other stuff, but I had already moved on in my head. And at this point, I always make a goal, and I always have a goal of what I'm trying to accomplish. And at this point, my goal was just to go for kills and win the game because I have, look at my mats. We're good on that. Inventory this might be my ideal. This is literally my ideal inventory if I could just change that purple AK into a gold. And the gold AK is just such a good weapon. 2 jump pads. We are really good here. So my idea was, okay, let's head towards this side of the zone where it's probably more of a weak side of the zone. So there's not going to be as much action, which is good and bad. It's bad if you want to go for multiple kills. However, it's good for staying alive because if I find a fight out here, it's most likely just going to be one person. Look at that. Look at that. One person that I'm fighting, and I'm able to win those fights very, very easily. That guy was really weak as well. But just you can see how I'm winning these fights without even taking damage because before they can even get the fight started, I'm hitting these players from a distance. Whenever people want to build fight with me, I am matching them on the build fight and trying to keep the high ground as much as I can above them while also maintaining the fact that I have an RPG, so I have an escape plan. I could drop down and RPG them, or I could also just drop down to make sure we're not getting knocked out. So at this point, I'm like, okay, 7 left. I've killed a lot of zombies. I might as well just base up right here in a steel base because this is going to make it harder for him to shoot me down, and I'm right on the edge of the zone. This guy goes for the build up on me, and the first thing you want to do when someone starts building up on you, if you have something available, is either look to get the shot in on their head if they're running straight up at you, or get the RPG and knock them back down to the low ground. So now I don't have to worry. I'm like, I might as well take the free high ground while it's there, which is something that a lot of people won't do. A lot of people will just stay one level above your enemy, and then when they come up and try to build battle you, if they get the jump on you and you get lost in your inventory for half a second, they're going to be above you. Here I'm able to hit this guy, and once you hit him, it's very, very simple follow up. The RPG and the grenade launcher, there's still people that like either one of them. The RPG is good for height, like when you're above them, or when you're above them shooting down, or when you're below them trying to blow up a base. The grenade launcher is great, but it depends more on certain terrains. So I was able to win that fight because, of course, RPG. And once I get the enemy weak, it's time for straight up offense. You don't want the enemies, especially at this point in the game, 4 people left. Almost everyone is going to be carrying, if they're smart players, shields and different things like that. So once again, I'm just rotating. You can see here every time that I'm building my base, I'm building it with this steel because why not? I maxed out on materials every time, and doing this makes it a lot easier if someone's going to try to rocket me down, if the zombies are going to try to take me down. And here I hear some zombies, smacking at my base. So I'm like, okay, I might as well drop down and double reinforce this because at this point I have so many mats. I could go, I could do a building practice session right now. So I'm like, I might as well just build back up, add a little bit of reinforcement down to that bottom. But I still thought that the reason I didn't go all in reinforcement is because I'm looking at the zone. 15 seconds left. It's going to move in, and then we're going to have to move again, which most likely will move me away. Right here, I'm taking some shots, but here you have to be selective because this has happened to me multiple times where I'm just trying to get some free damage in on an enemy that's kind of far. However, I'll get hit with a third-party snipe or something like that. But if you noticed, we're down to 3 people already, and this worked out almost perfectly, where we don't have the chug jug. The chug jug lasted with us for most of the game. We don't have it anymore. We have the RPG, which is a lot better of a choice when you're top 3. And this is another scenario where 2 people were putting the pressure on me at once in a solo. And one guy flew in down below. I decided to, when you're top 3, I always talk about either isolate the kills or go and try to be the one third partying. Here I isolated the kills. I popped this slurp, and then I'm thinking the exact same thing that I was thinking earlier. The slurp is active. I want to go and try to engage this fight. And this is where I realized 1v1, take my time. That's really all I have to do, is take my time here. And in this gunfight, if I take damage, I have the minis. If he gets above me with the builds, I've got an RPG. And this was actually a pretty nice duel here, where I'm using the RPG. I'm trying to keep this guy down. I hit him right there, double 46 with the AK. So obviously at this point, I'm thinking that it's time to be aggressive. But at the same angle, I have the zone playing to me. And because of that, I wanted to stay here. And that's the reason why I chose not to go full-on aggro at him, is because I did have the zone angle. You can see here I'm contemplating it. I'm placing down a jump pad. I'm like, should I go full on aggro? Should I not? I know I have this guy weak. He seems like a decent builder. I'm trying in, and right here I was ready to get a good shot on him, which I do again for more shield. He had the RPG out, which is always scary. I try to edit. You can see this is a very good fight, and I'm staying on this guy because I realized that you know, he is definitely weaker than I am. I'm max health, and I've hit him a few times. Reason why I decided to drop down here is because I felt like we were getting a little bit too high up there, where it's a little bit riskier, and of course, I do have an RPG. And at this point, even though he has the high ground, I'm not really too concerned because I have this RPG, I have the better path to the zone, and this is a prime example of taking your time. When it's a 1v1, it's really just take your time. You have all day. Either the storm's going to kill someone, the zombies are going to kill them, fall damage, or you're going to kill each other, right? So this guy obviously does the rotation as well. He realizes he has all day to make the rotation. I make this rotation as well. And this is actually a pretty nice duel to end this game off, where it sort of just came down to both people having RPGs, waiting it out, because the thing about the RPG is it's really nice, and the splash damage is ridiculous. The damage is pretty good on it, but the reload time is where it really gets hurt, and that's where something like a grenade launcher, of course, you're gonna have a much faster fire rate. Once again, you can see I'm doing so much damage to this guy. He's not doing much damage to me. So this whole fight, even though it's he's hit me a few times actually. He hit me one time there with the bullets, and I did take 20 damage fall damage. But I'm still in control here. I have the high ground, and I'm still feeling great. And you can see that because of the play that I choose to make here, which is this is where I would like to go even higher above him and keep my high ground. However, the reason I wanted to stay more grounded there was because I had the campfire. But you can see, every time he tries to build up, I just match his builds. And that's one thing that a lot of people would have stayed on that campfire and allowed him to get high ground. It's not worth it for that 6 health. That's something that I might have made, a play I might have made, back in the day. But it's definitely not worth it for that health. Maintaining high ground, especially in a 1v1, is super duper key. And especially when you have all these mats and basically not too much worry here. So I'm just taking my time. I realize this guy is turtling up. I realize I have still an unbelievable amount of mats. The zone is going to move us again. And once again, I'm just taking my time here, letting the zombies eat him up. And I'm not in a rush because I realize I have the prime positioning. And eventually I get my shot and boom, take him out without even having to, take out a face-on-face engagement. Because every time I had him face-to-face, I would do damage. He would build. I'd do damage. He would build. And then eventually I waited for my shot and we got it done. I'll show the stats. I mean, right there. 200 damage taken. 10,000 damage to players, which is not true. It's damage to players and zombies. But yeah, drop a like, subscribe, and peace out. I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace. That's how to win more gunfights without taking damage.